दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Ladies and gentlemen, the big story is China. And today I have an India-China debate. You see, Jaishankar has said very clearly when he was asked about China, he said he put the focus on the fact that most of the Chinese Pakistani arms are from China, and his exact words were, you know, many of the weapon systems that Pakistan has are of Chinese origin, and the two nations are very close. You can draw your conclusions from that. Again, very measured words from the foreign minister. The question is this: why does China want to fight a proxy war with India using Pakistan? The whole world knows that there isn't a Pakistan border. There's a border and a LAC with China. And then there is another LOC and a border with China, which in my view is a China border because China is controlling Pakistan entirely. Why does China want to completely upset its equation with India while asking, for the other hand, at a closer economic relationship, talking of a tango between India and China? You can't play on both sides. Ladies and gentlemen, Xi Jinping spoke about a dragon-elephant dance. And 22 days after he said that, Pahalgam happened. We all know the position China has taken. The big India-China debate after this report.
India's multi-party delegations are setting the record straight on Pakistan-sponsored terrorism.
We hope that Pakistan would be brought in FATF grey list, and this is very important. Otherwise, this whole Pakistan is not stopping recruitment of terrorists.
You see, Pakistan has misused the aid money it has received from IMF, from US, from Gulf countries, and instead of using it for development on the pretext of which they had taken it, they have used the money to foster terrorism. Our message that there should be strict scrutiny on Pakistan, including putting it back on the FATF lists, is getting a lot of response.
However, against the tide, China is calling for expansion of the China-Pakistan economic corridor with its iron brother. China's tone and tenor after the ceasefire understanding is back to where it started. Before Operation Sindoor, Beijing firmly talked about safeguarding Pakistan's territorial sovereignty. However, the tone dramatically changed after Operation Sindoor. Then Beijing said it opposes terrorism and both sides should act in interest of peace. After the ceasefire understanding, Beijing is back to the same chest thumping. Meanwhile, during an interview with German media, when asked about China's role in the recent India-Pakistan clash during Operation Sindoor, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar set the record straight. In a sharp response, Jaishankar pointed out how Pakistan has been dependent on Chinese weapons system and the world can draw conclusions of India's perspective from this fact.
सीमा पर शांति और स्थिरता बनाए रखना हमारी प्राथमिकता रहनी चाहिए। म्यूचुअल ट्रस्ट, म्यूचुअल रिस्पेक्ट और म्यूचुअल सेंसिटिविटी हमारे संबंधों का आधार बने रहना चाहिए।
The main question that emerges that Beijing destroyed all progress made with India since the BRICS summit in Kazan last year after its open backing of Pakistan once again.
Now from Beijing, I'm joined by Victor Gao. Victor is Vice President of the Center for China and Globalization. Now, Victor, I believe that China and India can work together, but not in this way. You see, there has to be a two-way relationship here. Now it is quite clear that China is militarily engaged very deeply with Pakistan. And therefore, you're supporting the entire terrorist infrastructure in Pakistan. You support terrorists like Hafiz Saeed. You stop UN Security Council resolutions against the most dangerous terrorists in the world. and a lot of equipment of China was used in basically taking on India this time. Starting point, this is the India-China debate tonight. See, Victor, this is not good. You want to have a relationship, then that relationship has to be one based on mutual strategic interests. You know the danger that terrorism poses from Pakistan to India. And there must be an understanding, and General Bakshi is with us tonight. I believe there must be an understanding. You can't push India beyond a point, I think we can work together, but there are a lot of people in our country, including me, who have doubts about whether this is a possible relationship, given the kind of militaristic and adversarial position that you've taken in the last 1 month. This is my opening statement. You can respond to that, and General Bakshi is there. As you know, he's one of the most popular strategic experts in India. He's joining us for the debate. And Victor, I'd like your introductory comments, and then I'll take it to General Bakshi.
Arnab, were you expecting Victor Gao? This is Einar Tangen.
Sorry. I'm sorry to keep referring there. That question is to you, Einar. Victor will join us in a bit. I'm sorry for the slip-up. That is entirely to you, Einar.
It's always good to know who you're talking with. In terms of your statement, China, at the time that this terrorist act happened, heinous, murdering of 27 innocent people, heinous terrorist act, there was a call for an investigation. Instead of investigation, there was, it seemed, a jump towards action. China was very consistent in saying, hold back, as was the rest of the world, including the United States, Russia, Europe, etc. India chose to go forward. It is a sovereign country. It has that right. But there are questions about whether they jumped to a conclusion without enough factual evidence. After the fight that took place, there's now the battle of narratives, and Jaishankar is caught between them. The story that's coming that you just said is that somehow China was trying to encourage or was backing this idea that Pakistan should go out there and engage in terrorist activities. That just simply isn't true from Beijing's point of view, and quite the opposite. They're trying to calm things down. They do not want terrorism. They have, in the past, for political reasons, held off on condemning what India has said are terrorists, and which there's a very convincing argument for. But at this point, it's very difficult for India. Jaishankar did not make a sharp
just a minute,
response.
Einar, just one point. Just a clarification here. And now I'm joined by Victor Gao. General Bakshi, I'm just going let's not use the English language. See, you have blocked UN Security Council resolutions against terrorists like Hafiz Saeed. If you would not call Hafiz Saeed of the Lashkar-e-Toiba a terrorist, may I ask you, 1 minute, please allow the entire question to be asked. What would you call Hafiz Saeed?
Well, you didn't let me finish.
What would you? No. What would you call Hafiz Saeed? No. What would you? No. My point is, Einar, could you tell me what word in the English language, as a profession, you would use to describe the profession of Hafiz Saeed?
I think he's a radical. I don't approve of what he's doing. I don't know enough about what he's done other than his claims to having been involved in activities which I would consider terrorist. But
if you believe that he's a terrorist, if you believe he's a terrorist, why would you allow? No. We must intervene at the point. Einar, see.
I don't see anything.
You just said that he's a terrorist. But you said, I'm not bullying you. I'm asking you, you acknowledge that he's a terrorist, Einar. And if he's a terrorist, why not call a terrorist a terrorist? It's good for the whole world, isn't it?
Yes, and why aren't you doing the same thing for those who are attacking innocent people in Balochistan? Where is the outrage from India? Where is this? Why is it one-sided?
No, one minute.
Only those who
I will explain one thing to you. See, again, I don't know whether Einar got angry, but the point is, Raising the Balochistan issue here. General Bakshi, I want to bring you in, and Victor, welcome to the program. I hope you're not in as angry a mood as Einar is tonight. The question, General Bakshi, is this. I began by a premise that China and India should work together and build a great economic relationship. However, all I said was there has to be an understanding of each other's strategic priorities. And that's all. You have to understand that there has to be sensitivity mutually. General Bakshi, Victor is here on the program. Einar has gone sulking. What would you say to Victor? I mean, just take the discussion forward. General Bakshi, please.
Arnab, India and China are, I think, two of the most ancient civilizations on the planet, right? Till the Chinese invaded Tibet, we had very harmonious relations. Unfortunately, things have gone south thereafter. What I would like to state is China itself has a problem of terrorism in Xinjiang with the Uyghurs, right? They are victims of terrorism themselves, not just confined to the Xinjiang outlying province, but from there it has spread, and acts of terror have taken place in the whole of China, right? Now, China knows well that a country has the right of hot pursuit. When you are unnecessarily attacked in such a cowardly fashion by terrorists, you have the right of hot pursuit. India has only exercised that right of hot pursuit. We do not understand China trying to support Pakistan in its export of terror.
I will let him.
China trying to support Pakistan in killing innocent, unarmed Indian citizens. How would they like it if this thing is repeated in Xinjiang? And it could well come from Pakistan. You know how radical that country is. Who are you supporting and for what? Would you make a cost-benefit analysis? What can Pakistan bring to the table for you? What can India bring to the table for you? In terms of economics, I mean, this is a question that doesn't need to be asked. Pakistan is taking loan after loan to pay existing loans. It is a country on the brink of bankruptcy. Okay? All the investment that you may have made in the China-Pakistan economic corridor could get undone with the way Pakistan is going towards a breakup. Who are you investing in?
Okay.
And since Gao is a strategist, let me tell you, I'll just finish, Arnab. I'll just finish. In the Chinese strategic doctrine, there is one main strategic direction. From the time of Mao Zedong onwards, they don't like to fight on two fronts, and nobody sensible wants to. They have the Eastern Theater with Taiwan, a priority target for them, integration, reunification of Taiwan. They have to deal with Japan, they have to deal with Philippines, Vietnam, they have to deal with the United States of America. Their main economic belt is in the East Coast. Would you like to divert your energies fighting India on the Western Theater when you are bogged down there? Simple question.
Okay, let Victor take that. You made a number of points there. Victor, see, that was General Bakshi's point of view, and I think pretty much he's laid it out there for you. So your turn to respond to that.
Well, thank you very much for having me. First of all, I listened very carefully to what the Excellency the General had to say. Couple of points to start with. China acquired Xinjiang before the time of Jesus Christ. So, read history first, General. And secondly, Tibet became part of China about 800 years ago. Again, read about history. When you talk about invasion of Tibet, it's not done by China. China and Tibet became one country about 800 years ago. That's the basic historical facts you need to study. I know you study the military, but studying military without historical context will not make you a great military leader. That's the first point. The second point, you talked about China and Pakistan. China-Pakistani friendship and cooperation are established on solid rocks. It will never be shaken by any force in the world. So no country in the world should second guess China-Pakistani solidarity and friendship and brotherhood and sisterhood. And such brotherhood and sisterhood did not just start in May 2025. It started quite a few decades ago. The Pakistani side and the Chinese side jointly produced the military planes, and the Pakistani side has the full benefit of all the military advances that China has made over the decades. So don't pretend to be surprised if China and Pakistan closely cooperate in defending the legitimate of Pakistan, in defending its sovereignty and territorial integrity. Now, you talked about terrorism. I personally condemn terrorism of all colors and shapes and forms. And we need to deal with the fundamental reasons for terrorism. But whenever there is a terrorist attack, you cannot just jump the gun and jump to the conclusion that accusing a certain other country as sponsoring the terrorist attack. Let's deal with the terrorist attacks as they are and get to the bottom of that by exhausting all investigation and inquiry before you will be justified to take military actions. From the Chinese perspective, taking military action is always a matter of last resort rather than a first resort. And I think it will be completely unjustified for India to jump the gun and to attack another country by claiming that
Victor,
that country is behind whatever terrorist attack that may have happened.
Victor, if I may just tell you one thing. See, you're getting emotional about this. I'll tell you one thing. In all the previous times when there have been terrorist attacks from Pakistan, and please understand this logically, you may want to support Pakistan in any circumstances, no problem. You must also remember from history that any country that has gone too deep into Pakistan has ended in disaster. See what happened to the Americans. See what happened to the Soviets. You want to go the same way? No problem. Let me also tell you that all your investments in Balochistan are ash. They're worth nothing because the people of Balochistan have risen against whatever the Pakistani army is doing. The third point I want to tell you is, why do you want to expose the weakness of your defense systems? Your entire sort of, what you call a air defense system, which you told the Pakistanis HQ-9, was useless. We went right into Pakistan. We bombed the living daylights out of them. Our missiles went and hit them. Where was the Chinese system? It was just ineffective. It did not work. Maybe you should send it for repairs. Secondly, you spoke about your planes, your J-10 fighters. They failed. The stock market price of these companies is today down. On the other hand, the scientific and technological prowess of the Indian missiles, the Akashvir, the BrahMos, has been proven brilliantly. So what you need to acknowledge today is that your false superiority complex about your defense systems, actually they have been exposed. Your whole air defense system, Einar, with a lot of respect to you, Victor, was ineffective. You see, it failed. It failed. And the proof of the fact that your systems failed is the pictures from Bahawalpur, the pictures from everywhere, the burning air bases. Your entire system has failed, no problem. Maybe you will send it to repairs. But worse than that, I'll tell you one thing. You kept saying we have these PL-15 missiles, air-to-air missiles. They're all over the farms of northern India. These PL-15s are lying down there. Every country in the world wants an interest. So your systems, your defense systems, no problem. I can understand your army has not really fought a war. So you're not a combat-ready army. But your systems have proven to be ineffective. Nevertheless, leave all of this aside. My last point to you, and then General Bakshi will respond to you. See, I gave you a full turn. You must listen to me. See, 4 times in the past, we have given evidence. We have told them we have an investigation. We have given material. Even after Mumbai attacks, we gave them material. Do you think these Pakistanis listen? They understand only the language which we gave them. Also, see, the thing is, forget Pakistan. It's a small country. Between India and China, don't get emotionally entangled with Pakistan. Now, I'm telling you, see, it's not good for China.
Yeah, let me make several very brief
No, but you don't worry about what I've said, but don't get emotionally entangled with China, with Pakistan.
I will not be emotional. We are on your program, and I need to be as composed as possible. The first point I want to make. Let China and Pakistan handle China-Pakistani relations.
Good, please do.
Second guess China-Pakistani relations. Whatever you want to do with Pakistan or with China, that's your decision. But let China and Pakistan handle China-Pakistan relations.
Yeah, you must handle it. You must handle it. You must also handle Baluchistan. You must handle everything.
Second, I do not want to send shockwaves to your audience in India, but whatever that happened as a result of the aerial confrontation between India and Pakistan is well known to the rest of the world. Everyone knows about it.
We've seen it happen. We've seen it acknowledged everywhere. See, the thing is that the Chinese systems did not work. The fallibility of the Chinese system became obvious. You also know that. You know that. Or tell me one thing. Okay, tell me one thing, Victor. Tell me one thing, Victor. Do you disown the air defense systems you provided to the Pakistanis? General Bakshi should ask you this.
Allow me to finish this.
Do you disown the air defense systems you gave them?
The aerial result of that confrontation between India and Pakistan earlier in this month is well known to the rest of the world.
The whole world knows exactly why I'm asking you. Do you still own up to the air defense system of Pakistan?
Lost that aerial confrontation, and it is not Pakistan.
The thing is, see, we've done what we had to. See, the thing is this. I'm saying here that for the world, it's not good. See, I tell you one thing. General Bakshi will respond. I'll be quiet now. General Bakshi can respond to you. Please. Victor. General Bakshi.
Gao, you made a very pertinent point that let China, Pakistan handle their own relations. But when your relations impinge upon our national security, you gave Pakistan the nuclear designs for their first bomb. You tested their first bomb at Lopnor. 82% of weapons and equipment with Pakistan are of Chinese origin. I'm afraid it cannot then remain a China-Pakistan problem. We have to get involved. How would you like tit for tat if we gave arms to Taiwan? Please. How would you like if we gave arms, shared weapons with Japan, right? Technology with Japan. You know, we can always behave in a tit for tat manner. You would not like it.
Well said, sir. Well said.
You always bared upon the rest of the world, you know. And apropos, my advice is, please don't give weapons to such useless fighters as Pakistan, because they have created a PR disaster for what may otherwise have been fairly okay weapon systems, right?
General.
Your PL-15 missiles. There are so many. We've got scores of them lying with us now. Talk about your HQ-9 and 16 air defense missile. They have created a disaster. The Pakistanis, because I think they have mishandled. Kindly
they don't know how to use them.
You are creating a PR disaster for your Chinese military industries, for Chengdu Corporation, for Avic Corporation. Their stocks and shares have come down.
Let me have a word.
Please. Yeah.
First of all, I'm so happy the general is not a leader of Indian government. Second point, I'm absolutely convinced that no Indian leader and no Indian government will ever want to interfere in China's domestic affair involving Taiwan. India's government position clearly states that India recognizes there is only one China and Taiwan is part of China, and the PRC government is the sole legitimate representative of the totality of China. Do you want to shake
Could you answer his question on the fallibility of the systems?
No. You will never.
Victor, do you want to answer his question which he raised here about the fact that your systems failed? Did your systems fail because they were flawed, or did they fail because the Pakistanis didn't know how to use them?
Yeah, sir. Do you want me
I'm not a general, sir. Yeah,
but I said, for that aerial combat between India and Pakistan, there is only one country which lost, and it is not Pakistan.
Well, I tell you this. I tell you this, sir. Victor, I'll tell you this. You're a nice person, but you don't have your strengths in military issues. Like you said, General Bakshi knows about the military stuff. See, we are such a... See, listen, I mean, we have always been extending a hand of friendship to you. What do you do? Prime Minister Modi met Xi Jinping, you know, and on the 9th of June, I think 2017, within a week of that, Doklam, right? We keep meeting you. You have a trade imbalance with us of 100 billion. It's fine. We're working with you. But the point is, see, you have a deep relationship with Pakistan. Best of luck. But I'll tell you, you also know, Victor, you also know Pakistan is never going to be okay.
Let me tell you,
you got messed up in a problem that you will not be able to handle. Nobody can help Pakistan. You can't help Pakistan. Pakistan is what it is.
Let me tell you a secret which may better help you understand me.
Secrets and all.
I'm actually a guest professor at one of the best national defense universities in the world.
In that case, let me tell you. I suggest since you're a gazetted professor at a defense university, I probably suggest to you the subject for your next PhD supervision should be the failure of our air defense systems in Pakistan. And the various reasons and causes of doing.
Aerial confrontation, and it is not Pakistan, sir. I cannot be as clear
okay, sir.
As
I have nothing personal with you, Victor. But this time it's not going good. See, we're fighters, Indians. You know what happened in Doklam? We give a nice punch back. We've done that. We have political leadership. We're very strong. And, best of luck to you with your relationship with Pakistan. Best of luck. I wish you only luck in that. You need a lot of it. Okay, so I'll leave it there, Victor. I'll leave it there, General Bakshi. Thank you both gentlemen very much. It's been an interesting first India-China debate since what happened in Operation Sindhu. Tell me what you thought about it. On the other side, the Prime Minister spoke about various things today in his speech in Gujarat. But what interested me the most was where he said that pitch for Make in India isn't just the government's job, it's the people's job. He said by 2047, we must reject foreign-made goods. We must support Indian-made goods, Indian-made manufacturing. We must support Swadeshi. It's a great approach, but is it possible? When I'm back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
ये है secret recipe MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला. Sip sip जीरा sip MDH का जल जीरा sip MDH का जल जीरा.